What's up, nerds? Welcome back to my channel, guys. I am so excited for today's video. As you guys saw by the title, we'll be talking about 12 book series that I want to start in 2020. I almost said 2025. Where is that? What year is it? In 2024. I picked 12 because I was gonna do 10, but then there were two that I was like, wait, I know I really want to buy these, so maybe those two, and then two that I want to get for Christmas, hopefully, and then there are some other ones that are like on my radar, but I don't necessarily need to read, so I picked 12. That's why it's a random number. In my head, it felt like a random number. It may not be that random to you. I have a lot of them, as you can see. Some of them I don't have yet, like I mentioned. Anyway, I'm so excited. First, if you guys like book series, if you guys like being nosy, if you guys want to know what I want to read, then definitely give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's just get started. Ooh, you guys want to be nosy? I know you do. Let's get off the two romance series out of the way. So we have, again, two very famous romance series that I definitely want to read. This is Flawless by Elsie Silver. You guys know the Chestnut Spring series is just like very talked about, very loved. I know everyone and their mom is already at, like, I feel like everyone and their mom has already read this. I want to know if it says, yeah, Chestnut Spring. I'm sure everyone and their mom has already read this, blah, blah, blah. I just cannot get over how ugly this cover is. I say it every time. I do not like this covers at all, which is what stopped me from buying it in the first place. But then I missed my chance with the cute covers, and so, well, they weren't even cute covers, this thing. I did not like any of the covers, but I felt like those were a little bit more palatable. But I realized that when I put books away, you only see the spine. So it's fine. That was fine enough. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to read it because people love it. And I need to do it. I need to do it for the vine. Honestly, this series is similar and not in the cover or anything. It's just because this book is so big that, and I hear people complain about that a lot, and so I'm like, is it really going to be worth it for me to read all these pages just to say at the end of it the same thing everyone else says? It's good, but it's too long. So I'm like, can't she just kind of like rewrite this book, cut out half the stuff, and then it'll be great? I don't know. But this is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. This is Things We Never Got Over. This is a trilogy, I believe, and I believe the Chestnut Spring series has 5 books, which is nice. At least it's a trilogy, but it's a massive trilogy. So I'm like, oh, I'm scared. I hear like good things about the characters in those, so that's fun. I'm just nervous about the size of it, but I do want to read that just because I need to, because it's the thing, you know. I just have to. Okay. All right, I believe this is a trilogy, and then there's 2 extra additional books, which I don't know if it's a part of the series or like a spin-off, but I know people read all 5, so I don't know if it's 5 or whatever. But I heard that this was a trilogy specifically, so I don't know if it's different character perspectives. I'm not sure. But we have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Yeah, it says book 1 of the Red Rising trilogy, so that's why it gets a little confusing, but it has the books on here that are just the trilogy. But I probably will read all 5 if I end up liking this. This book is not super super long. It's less than 400 pages, which is nice, but I am really excited about this. Again, I've said this before, but like even my not book like booktube watching people like have mentioned this to me, hey, have you read this, blah blah blah, and I'm like, dude, now I want to so bad. So I'm excited about this. I don't know much about this, and I am a little bit nervous about it because I'm like, I've heard that it's very like well spoken in a way that like makes you feel a little bit slow. I think, yeah, I've read Rising. Yeah, I believe, like, yeah, so I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see. I'm excited about it, but I'm nervous about it. Okay, then this is actually the newest book that I bought. This is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I really want to read this. I've heard such good things about the main male character, and so I'm like, do I want to read this? Oh, how many, is this a trilogy? I thought this was a trilogy, but there's a bunch of books on the back here. Do you say? This is The Folk of the Air. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think it is a trilogy and then maybe a little, like, novella or something. But I'm pretty sure that this is not, it's not longer than that. Whatever. So, anyway, it's not too short. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this might be YA as well. And typically those are a little bit breezier of reads, but I am excited. Again, I'm just in my fantasy zone, and so I feel like this is going to be a good one. And again, I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm excited about it. I always see those videos where it's like, Morley Gray, MMC, male main character, yeah. I don't know why that always confuses me. Like, you know, like more like Graham. They always show that one, so I'm assuming he's a little bit sus. Well, it's called The Cruel Prince, so I'm gonna assume he's sus, but we'll see. Okay, I also want to read, this is a duology. This is One Dark Window by Rachel Gilling. Again, it's only 2 books, so that's not too bad, but I do want to read this next year just because I could read them back to back if I want to, or just different things. There are so many books I want to read before the end of this year that, like, it's gonna be hard to, like, squeeze in this, which is why I want to start it next year. But I am excited. I'm a little bit nervous because people have said it's, like, a little bit more gothic, and I'm like, what makes it gothic? What makes it gothic? What's the difference between gothic and, like, demonic? Like, I don't know. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. I'm like, there might be a fine line, and I don't want to be reading about that. So we'll see. And if I get the wrong vibe, I will DNF. I will not complain. I will not sit through a book I don't want to read. So we'll see. I just don't know why people would say that. Besides, like, the cover, I guess, is giving that. But, like, what would make it, like, gothic? I don't know. So we'll see about that. I am excited about it because I've heard good things, but I'm also nervous about it. This is also same kind of in the same vein. This is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. I've heard mixed reviews, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. I feel like it could be good and fresh. This is also a trilogy, so it shouldn't be long. That's nice. A lot of these are trilogies. Good, Marissa. Trilogy, duology, trilogy. The only one so far is Chestnut Springs. Good. I mean, I like longer series, depending on the series, of course, but it's harder to read them because then it takes you longer to read them. Anyway, I do want to read this book. I haven't heard much about it besides the main character is, like, a prison healer. So we'll see. I'm nervous, also excited. I just don't... I'm scared. That's all it is. I'm scared, but I'm like, I'll read it. These are both in the same series, the Throne of Glass series. Let's have a debate. All I have to do is hold these up and people know exactly what I'm going to say, right? Where do I start? Okay, no. I will start with Assassin's Blade. This one's bigger. Now, it's called the Throne of Glass trilogy because I believe she released the series first, like, with this one first, and then she went back and wrote this one. So that's how I wanted to read it. I wanted to read it how they were released at first. But then I went onto her website because I was like, you know what? Well, on her website, it's probably going to tell us exactly how she intended it to be. And on her website, it does. It says Assassin's Blade is first in the series, and then the rest of them follow. So, I know it, like, people always say, like, go back and read this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm definitely going to read Assassin's Blade first, and then I'll start the Throne of Glass series. So, I don't know. I think these are, like, I think it's like 6 or 7 books long. It's a long series. I'm excited about it, but it's a long series. And so I don't want to start it again. I didn't want to start it this year, or I didn't want to start it, this year because at the end of this year, because it's too long to, like, finish, like, by the end of the year. So I just want to start it next year, have my time with it, Okay, and this is the last book, like, paper, like, in my hand. This is the last physical copy, oh my gosh, that I have. This is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I don't think we know how long this series is going to be, but it's called, Fear the Flames is the first book in a new high fantasy series. Okay, that's all they wanted to say. I don't even know if she knows what this is going to be because, again, like, Fourth Wing came out, no one knew what it was going to be, but now we know it's going to be freaking 5 books long. So it could be, to be 3. Oh my gosh, is there a dragon? That's a dragon. Why? That's why I've been wanting to read this so bad. I'm like, I heard something about this. There's a reason why I want to read it so bad, and I have yet to. Yeah, there are dragons in it. Oh my god. Now I want to read it really bad. This is the only book out right now, so, like, I could read this at any point because it's the only book out right now, so it makes it easy, and then I just have to wait for the second one to release. Like, whatever. It's not, like, all the books are not out yet, which is nice, but also that means, like, I have to... If I love it, I'll have to wait, like, a really long time for it. So I do really want to read this. I forgot why I was so, like, excited about it. I did not know. I'm like, there's a reason why I want to read this. You can get that on Kindle Unlimited. So I literally went out of my way to buy it, hardcover, like, the physical copy because, I wanted to remember to read it. And now I didn't even know why. Okay, real quick, we got some, I'll scoot over it. We got some pictures real quick. This one, I realized, I don't know why, I was reading From Blood and Ash, and I don't know how I stumbled upon these, but I really do want to read these. This is by Leigh Bardugo. This is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. It's only 3 books. I don't know why I want to read this. I don't know where it came from, because I almost bought them. Like, they were on sale. And I almost literally just bought them for no reason. I mean, like, I've heard that they're good, but I haven't heard people talk about much about them. I haven't heard people talk much about them. Oh my gosh. And so I want to read those. I believe that comes first, and then you read the Six of Crows duology, which I also want to read. It's only, again, a duology, so I feel like that'll be quick and fun. I've been reading so many, again, series that people are loving, talking about, obsessed with, you know, like Fourth Wing, ACOTAR, like all of those, Serpents in the Wings of Night, that you hear all the time. So when I started to hear about, like when I read From Blood and Ash, people talk about that, but not as much as like ACOTAR and all these other series. I feel like I feel like talked about, it's definitely like ACOTAR, a bunch of things, and then like the From Blood and Ash. But From Blood and Ash is so good that I should be talked about just as much, if not more, than ACOTAR. Not gonna lie, it is so good. It's just really long, so I guess that's probably whatever. Anyway, but it's so good. So then I think, like, after I was reading that, I was kind of following this trail of like books that I've heard are really good, but like very few people talk about, and so that's what I think led me here. But I do want to read both of these series, the trilogy and then the duology. I believe it goes Shadow and Bone, then Six of Crows. I believe I looked it up just to make sure, and that's what it was. Okay, then these 2 I'm hoping to get for Christmas. If not one, I'll buy the other. Either way, I want to read these next year so bad. These are both by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We have the we can talk about that one first. We have the Inheritance Games. This is a trilogy right now. There's a trilogy, but then there's like the extras that are in, I don't know, it's like a spin-off or something like that. I don't know if I necessarily want to read them, because I haven't heard the best things about those books, because people are kind of like, people have said it's not the perspective that they wanted, and I just know I'll probably feel the same way, so I don't know if I would put myself through that. So we're calling it a trilogy, and that's fine. I just want to read the first 3 books for sure, and then maybe we'll tap into those, but this is definite. I want to read these 3 books. I'm so excited about it. I've heard amazing things, so I'm excited. I'm like pumped, excited. And then, last but not least, again, by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, we have The Naturals, which I'm also so excited. This is a 4-book series. There's nothing like the trilogy, duology, fourlogy. 4-book series, I don't know. What's a 5? I don't know. I just don't know these things. But I do really want to read this 4-book series. I believe it's 4 and a novella. I believe there's a little guy somewhere in here. I want to read this so bad. I've heard such a good thing. It definitely had its peak like a month or 2 ago, and then now like less and less people are talking about it, but like I don't care. I want to read it. I've heard it's amazing, so I'm so excited about it. Obviously, that's what happens when people read it, talk about it, then they finish the series. They obviously are not going to talk about it as much, but like I really want to read this series. Again, those are just my like top 12, I should say. Like, these are the ones, obviously the ones that I have, but then those ones I just talked about that are like were pictures are the first ones I probably will buy, like, you know, when I next year, like starting next year, because I really want to read those. I probably will read way more than that. You know, I'm not going to lie to you, because there are so many series coming out each and every day. There are little books too. There are like some series that I'm waiting for the next book in already. Like, there are some series that, you know, there's one that I'm waiting, again, whoa, oh my gosh, why did I just have a brain fart? There are some series that I'm waiting for the next book to come out in, but then there's also some, like, I softly DNF'd one series that, like, I don't want to read, like, I could read, blah, blah, a few series, actually, that I could read, don't need to read, that kind of stuff, and then there are some that are, like, famous as well. I can't even think of one that are popular that I'm like, oh, I don't want to read that. Oh, there's, like, a bunch of, there's more Lauren Asher series, what's her name? I think it is Anna Huang. What's her name too? Carissa Broadbent has another series. Like, there are some authors that I love that have other series out that I may be interested in next year, but like, these are my top 12 right now. Like, these are top kahunas. Let me know, guys. Have you read any of this series? I'm sure you have, because I'm sure I'm the last one to read most of these series, if not all of them. So it's fine. You can let me know that I am the last one to read these. It's fine. I understand. But let me know how you thought. Which one should I read first? Starting come January, which one should I read first? I think you guys are gonna say From Blood and Throne of Glass, and that's fine because I really do want to read it. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one because I guess I have to stop filming because I have nothing else to say, even though I want to keep filming. Bye, nerds.